Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a story of self-belief and innovation, but have you noticed that it's also a commentary on food waste, the influence of capitalism, and climate change? Real quick, I make content on all different types of movies. Subscribe so you don't miss out. We're introduced to the town of Swallow Falls through learning about its financial crisis. Years ago, Baby Brent sardines was the island's largest source of income, but when the world suddenly changed its perspective of sardines, they stopped being purchased. The company then shut down permanently, and the town faced a major recession, leaving them only able to afford to eat the surplus of leftover sardines. Protagonist Flint Lockwood has been an inventor since birth. Although none of his inventions have been perfectly successful yet, and the entire town looks down on him for his efforts, he doesn't give up. After Flint accidentally shoots one of his machines into the sky, it changes the lives of everyone on the island. Flint's invention turns water into food and then shoots it down. Everyone is amazed when it starts to rain down burgers, and Flint becomes a local celebrity. The mayor is immediately interested in the attention that the phenomenon brings to the town.
You are not going to believe this one, but I am standing in the middle of a burger rain!
And thus wants to increase the food rain to attract tourism.
You keep making it rain the snackadoos. Weather Girl provides free advertising.
His objective is to help the economy of the entire island, but especially bring more money to his own pocket. Capitalism is a system of independent and separate ownerships, and the mayor proves that. In essence, his intentions are more self-serving than anything, and that's what leads to Swallow Falls' downfall. The raining food then serves as a tourism asset for the town.
He'd also like to invite everyone in the world to catch a cruise liner and come on down this Saturday for the grand opening of Chew and Swallow, a town that is truly a la mode.
But unlike natural resources or historical attractions, it must be artificially produced, leaving it susceptible to exploitation. And just like the capitalist system so often entails, the town's capital starts to be overproduced. The townspeople's and mayor's request for Flint to keep making it rain causes a surplus of food. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and this situation is no different. The overproduction results in overaccumulation, and there is far more food produced than the town could ever consume, resulting in mass amounts of food waste. Each time it rains food, huge amounts of leftovers are discarded into a landfill.
Leftovers? Not a problem with Flint Lockwood's latest invention, the out-of-cider.
And though it's out of sight and out of mind for the townspeople, there are still grave impacts of what Flint's machine does. The overproduction of food in Swallow Falls results in a hazardous climate crisis, much like how it does in the real world. Because of the mayor and the town's gluttonous requests, the machine is overloaded.
What exactly did you order?
A Vegas-style all-you-can-eat buffet?
Causing a mutation in the food and a massive increase in its size. Natural disasters ensue in the form of spaghetti tornadoes and a food hurricane. While these climate disasters are an effect of fictional science in the film, they're representative of the real-world impacts of food production and waste. The fact that producing food requires water in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is true in real life.
Water goes in the top, a food hurricane comes out the bottom.
And actually a reason for agriculture and food production having significant environmental impacts. Full exploration of this subject would take a lot of time, but to scratch the surface of it, around 70% of global freshwater withdrawals are used for agriculture. By this, we're not only overconsuming the extremely valuable resource of water, but also polluting it. Our mass amounts of water waste is unsustainable for the environment as is, but it makes it even worse that much of the food water is used to produce is discarded anyway. Food production also has detrimental impacts on the environment by being responsible for over a quarter of greenhouse gas emissions. Greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere, leading to more droughts and more intense storms. And because of these increase of temperatures, more water vapor is evaporated into the atmosphere. More water vapor in the air means more energy. Energy that fuels intense storms and results in extreme weather events. Sounds pretty similar to how Flint's machine works and the environmental disasters that take place in the film, right? Of course, this film's clever messaging is expectedly going to go over viewers' heads because we're not likely to think too deeply about ice cream snow days. But this deep metaphor makes the movie even more respectable and beautiful. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs shows how quick people are to take what they have for granted and the inherent greediness of humankind. Within just a few days, Swallow Falls goes from having a food shortage to having any food they could dream of freely available. They have no concern for the mass amounts of food they're wasting every day, completely forgetting about how it felt to have nothing besides sardines to eat. And when the capitalist system benefits from this normalized overconsumption, the environment has to pay the price. Luckily, Flint's dependable spray-on shoes came to their rescue, but unfortunately, no such magical and easy solution is present in the real world, which faces its own destructive climate crisis.